I was home educated. Our family was going to school for a while, but my parents felt the calling to take us out of school and home educate us. They felt God calling them to home educate, the lifestyle, and it was just a change that they wanted to make. So I was home educated pretty much straight through. It wasn't easy, especially for me. I wasn't really a sort of child that wanted to sit at the desk and learn. But what it did do was, it was good for me because it allowed me to focus on things that I should focus on. I mean, ever since I was little, all I've wanted to be is a mother and a wife, and so then that being home educated allowed that for me to play and to learn about pregnancy and to learn about being a mother and to babysit other home educating children. I think if I was in school, I would have been forced to be doing what all the other children are doing. All the other children of my age, I would have probably been put on some medication to calm me down, and I would have been forced through the system to do all the subjects I have to do, to put in the hours I would have had to do, and it would have ended up stressing me out and not leading me on the path that God had set out for me already. I struggled a lot especially with English and maths. I just don't do numbers very well. My numbers are fractions of cups when I'm baking. But I did enjoy the biology, the Dr. J, exploring the world and the body and that sort of thing. So I sat down with my mother and we spoke. Now, is it worth me just really buckling down, getting into a system and just doing my matric? So we decided that I'm not the sort of person that's path is science or medicine or anything. So we decided that I probably don't need a matric certificate. So what I was going to do is just to focus now on what it was that I felt God was leading me into. So I did a lot of child development study and cooking, and I carried on with the biology side of things because it's what I was interested in, and so I did that until I was 18. The year I was turning 18, all the questions from all the aunties and the uncles and everyone's parents, what are you doing next year? What are you studying? What are you doing? I wasn't really sure. I wasn't really worried as such about it because I knew that God always has a plan for you, and that plan is just what you need to find. And that to run around and try and make your own plans is just wasting your energy. So I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. And then when I was about 17 and a half, my mom we have a friend in the Free State where we used to live, that she's moved down. She has 6 children and she also home educates. So we went to the farm and she asked my mother if I wouldn't be interested in coming to help her, just au pair for her, to help her with the education and in the kitchen and everything. After praying about it, I felt that it was the right thing. So I went and I au paired for that family for a year. And I just helped with her little ones, home educating, and read with them and helped in the kitchen, and it was a really fun year. Because I wasn't sure about what I was going to go and do after finishing school and leaving home, it gave me, to have that year out, just gave me a time to stop and reflect and think, now what do I really want to do, to pray about it and find the path that God had set for me. So halfway through that year, people started asking again, what are you going to do next year? What are you going to do next year? And I was also kind of asking that question, not really sure what I was going to do. I again wasn't worried because I knew something would come up. So I just prayed about it and was kind of waiting and just carried on with my life there. And my mom actually said something about a chef school, and I thought, that's actually sounds quite fun. But I hadn't really ever thought about being a chef. So she sent me the link and I looked up the chef school and it looked pretty fun. And I was very concerned that they wouldn't, what are they going to say about me not having a matric or not having this formal education. So I contacted them and said that I want to be back in Natal in, I think it was September. I'll be back for a week. Can I please come and look at the school? So they were like, yes, you can come. So my mom and I went to look at the cooking school. And we just had a look around, and it was the week before I was going, I'd kind of got a bit like, I don't think I'm going to really do it. I don't think it's the right thing. So my mom was like, well, let's just go look in case. And I was like, oh, okay, kind of dragging my feet. So I went with her. And when I was there, it was quite an atmosphere. And I was like, wow, this really, really looks wonderful. So we looked at it and then we talked to them. Like the principal chef wasn't there that day. So I went home and they phoned me the next day and said, how about you come on Saturday morning? So I went for the interview on Saturday morning, very nervous, and I had my portfolio and so worried about what she was going to ask me about what's my favorite thing to cook and everything, and about my matric and everything. So I just went, and my parents came with me, and I sat there, and she wasn't even interested in the matric. She was saying she'd rather have someone with a passion for cooking without a matric than someone without a passion for cooking with a matric. So she talked to me, she said, you really want to be here? And we just had that interview, and she was very happy to let me in without a matric. So I got in quite easily, and she accepted me on that same day, so I didn't have to wait for my acceptance letter.